Today on Bridge City News, we're going to talk about filmmaking with a message, filmmaking with a difference. Our guest today is Alexandra Boylan. She and her sister Andrea are co-founders of Mustard Seed Entertainment. Alexandra is the producer of the movie called Switched, starring John Schneider and Denise Richards, which is now streaming on pureflix.com. She's also author of Create Your Own Career in Hollywood, Advice from a Struggling Actress Who Became a Successful Producer. Now, before we start talking about this amazing movie with Alexandra, let's take a sneak peek of the film.
Are you ready to practice?
Mom, I can't do it.
Juilliard would be crazy not to enroll you. It's just stage fright.
I want to be someone else who is popular that everyone likes. I want to be Katie Sharp.
Isn't she one of the mean girls?
She's popular, she's beautiful and confident. Her life is perfect.
Poor girl. She looks like she got her clothes from the dump.
Hi, Katie. I just wanted to wish you luck on your Glam Slam job because... Sorry. Here, you can wear my shoes.
I wouldn't be caught dead in your shoes.
She's coming.
Sis, I'm so sorry.
I don't want to talk about it. Dear God, please show Katie Sharp what it's like to walk a day in my shoes. 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 Walk a day in my shoes.
Wow, that looks like an amazing movie. Lots of energy here. Alexandra, the producer of Switch, joins me now from Los Angeles, California. It's good to have you on Bridge City News.
Thank you for having me, Hal.
So how would you summarize that film, Switched?
Switched is about two girls in high school. One is the bully and one is the girl that she bullies. And the girl that she bullies prays that the other girl would know what it's like to walk a day in her shoes. And they wake up switched and they find empathy and love and compassion for each other.
Now, I understand that the premise for this movie actually comes from your own personal experience. You grew up as a PK, as a pastor's kid, and went through some teasing and bullying yourself?
Oh yeah, big time. I actually grew up in a very affluent town, but I was the PK. So I used to have to go down to the basement of the church and pick clothes out from, hand-me-downs from people in the church. And then I would go to school and the kids would torment me and bully me. And I used to always think, if they could imagine what it was like to walk a day in my shoes, to have to go down and pick from other people's clothes, would they have love and empathy for me? And that was such an inspiration for Switched.
Now, schools have been working very hard for decades to try and eliminate bullying altogether, but the issue is still with us. Do you think things are improving slowly with schools, or do we have a long way to go?
I think with social media, it's escalated tenfold. When we were kids, they bully you, you go home, you cry in the backyard, it blows over in a few days. We really incorporated social media into this movie because we wanted to show kids that when you put something out there, even if you delete it, somebody could have screenshot it and shared it. And so be very careful with what you put out there because you can't take it back.
You're right. Absolutely. It's very, very scary when it comes to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. There's so much online bullying going on. And then the suicide rates with preteens and teens is going through the roof, specifically because of the online bullying.
I know. That's why we felt this movie was so important to address those issues and to do it in a fun way where kids will want to watch it and then walk away and go, oh, wow, I don't want to treat somebody like that. Or, oh, what would that feel like if I did that? And hopefully that would change their perspective.
Wasn't that in the Bible as well? Treat others the way you want to be treated. So does the film really address why people become bullies?
We do talk about it in the film. The girl who is the bully has a lot of pressure at home from her parents to be a certain way. And that pressure has led her to go to school and act a certain way. And actually, that was a big part of the movie, was showing why is a bully a bully. And usually it's because something in their life is broken. Their heart is broken. Their family life is broken. And maybe they need love and they need to be seen. And if we could heal the heart of a bully, we could stop a chain reaction of that person bullying people because they have their needs met.
And don't pastors and psychologists often say, if you can't love yourself, how are you supposed to love other people?
Well, the whole message of Switched is love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul and all your might, and love your neighbor as yourself, which is actually a commandment that we are to love ourselves. And we talk about that in the movie because, right, how can you love somebody else if you hate yourself inside, and God loves you. So we address that in the movie as well.
You know, Alexandra, it may be very good timing with this kind of movie being released right now during the pandemic. You know, so many teenagers spending even more time, as we mentioned earlier, on social media. What kind of feedback are you receiving so far from viewers?
It's been overwhelmingly amazing. We get so many messages from parents and kids just saying that it's really encouraged them to lead with love, to appreciate what they have in their own family that they've been taking for granted by idolizing someone else. There's a great line in the movie: before we bully or idolize someone, imagine what it's like to go through and walk a day in their shoes. And the messages have just poured in from all over the world of kids sharing how this has changed their life. We just got a call that a big slumber party happened recently, and all the kids picked Switch to watch, and that makes me so happy that it's like a slumber party movie.
Now, with Switch, do you actually have a devotional and a Bible study for youth that's available with the film? Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, if people go to switchmovie.com, we have resources all over there. We even have school curriculums. We have a Lead with Love challenge, which challenges kids to be kind. We also have devotionals, youth group. We have a journal. So we have plenty of materials that you can, and families can watch the movie together and then get the devotionals and actually continue the conversation of what it looks like to love your neighbor as yourself.
One of my favorite TV series when I was a kid was The Dukes of Hazzard. That just goes to show you my age a little bit here. And Bo Duke is in your movie, John Schneider. What was it like working with him?
He was wonderful. Him and Denise Richards were, they played the bulliers' parents. And, they did such a great job of finding the humor in, we didn't want those parents to be villainized. We just wanted them to be oblivious to what their daughter's doing. And they both came in with such great spirits. And they both, they really understood the script and they understood the message. And they both talked about being bullied, and they have children and they wanted to leave this behind for their kids. Denise Richards came up to me on set day one and gave me a hug and said, I have teenage girls, and this is the kind of movies I want to be a part of to change their perspective. And both of them were a complete joy to work with. They were in it to win it with us.
That is awesome. Were most of the cast believers?
So it's not, for us, it's not a requirement to be a believer, because we have had so many people come to know the Lord on our movie set. So we feel if somebody wants to be a part of a faith-based film, we welcome them and invite them into the table, because what are they going to do all day? Listen to the message of Jesus. And we've actually had people come to know the Lord. So some of them are Christians and some of them aren't. But oftentimes people come to know him because they were on set and were a part of it.
Oh, that's amazing. Alexandra, let's talk a bit more now about your journey. When you were 19 years old, you were pursuing a career in acting, and you kind of left your faith behind before fully recommitting your life back to Jesus. Tell me more about that.
I moved to Los Angeles, California when I was 19 years old in my Toyota Corolla with big hopes to be a movie star. And I got kicked around Hollywood for 10 years. Tough. I lived in my car. It was a tough time. And after 10 years of pounding the pavement and my life derailing, I literally moved to New Mexico and I resurrendered my life to the Lord and said, okay, God, whatever I'm doing for my life is not working. I want to be in your will. I want whatever you want for my life. I'll go and do it. And I gave up, I gave it all up, and then God gave it back to me tenfold. And he called me to make female-driven faith-based films back in 2013. And I say to people all the time, God's plan for our life truly is better than our own plan. And now that I've seen what he has done with my life when I truly followed him, I'll never, ever, ever want my own plan again.
Yeah, it's interesting too. That's also scriptural as well. Follow Jesus and all these other things will come to you as well, will be given to you as well when you pray about them. What advice, Alexandra, do you have for people, young and old, who are considering becoming a professional actor?
I think the best thing is to make your own work. As an actor, you cannot work hard enough for someone else to choose you. And that can be very frustrating because you're at the mercy of other people's decisions. So if you can write and produce and make your own films, so that even if you're waiting for someone to pick you for theirs, you're still being able to be creative on your own terms without waiting for someone else.
So what are some of the don'ts when it comes to the acting business? What have you learned along the way?
Don'ts. don't be mean. Don't have an ego. Don't think you're better than people. Come and collaborate. I've seen a lot of some actors who come to set and help out with the crew or just are so wonderful to work with. We call those people back. The ones that sit in their trailer and complain, we don't really bring them back. Be a kind person. It's a small industry. Everybody knows everyone, and everyone I've worked with, some producer will call me and say, how was that experience with that actor? Should I cast them? Your reputation must be guarded with your life in this business because everybody talks and everyone knows.
Small industry has to never burn a bridge, right? What advice would you have for those behind the scenes, movie makers like writers, directors, and like you, a producer?
Yeah, I actually wrote Switch too. So I kind of do it all, write, produce, everything. And I guess my biggest advice would be to find an incredible tribe, find people who want to do something different than you. If you are an actor or you're a producer, then you need to find a director and a cinematographer. Don't surround yourself with only people that do what you do, because then you won't have a tribe of filmmakers that can collaborate with you. Find people who want to do something different and invite them to the table and all start collaborating on a project. And my first movie, we made it for literally $10,000 in the backyard of a house and with one camera. And we just said, let's just do it. And I'm a big believer in positivity and just say, let's try. And if we fail, so what? We get back up and do it again.
Now, as a believer, I want you to tell our viewers about some of the challenges you've had working in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think that God is very cool in Hollywood. And when he called me to make faith-based films, it was almost like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to know that I love Jesus, even though I was not a secret about it. But one of the things that actually I started doing, because I felt like a lot of Christians in Hollywood didn't tell anybody and they felt very alone. And I found out because I became, a faith-based filmmaker, everyone was like, oh, Alexandra, I can tell you I'm a Christian because you make Christian movies. I started opening my home to Christian women entertainment. And before COVID hit, it was really booming. And I was creating a space for women to come and share and find their tribe and openly talk about their faith with no judgment. And I also got hooked up with Karen Covell with the Hollywood Prayer Network. She knows every single Christian in Hollywood, and she is just connecting people. And you wouldn't believe how many Christians are out here. And you know what? It's important for Christians to be in Hollywood. God is here and he needs us to fight for him in entertainment. So
That's a powerful way to reach the multitudes, right? Plus, you've got nice weather. I can see why a lot of believers want to go out to SoCal, Southern California. So, Alexandra, at the end of the day, what do you hope people will really take away from your film, Switched?
I hope that they will lead with love before they say something cruel to somebody, to really think about how that could affect that person. And if we are kind, the ripple effect of that can change somebody's life. Just saying hi to someone, being kind. And if you're cruel, that ripple effect, we have no idea how long it lasts. Also, if somebody in your life is a bully, reach out to them and love on them and see if maybe you can help in the area that there is a reason they're lashing out because something in their life is broken. You could change their life. And I just hope that kids would really wake up every day and go, today I'm going to lead with love. On everything I do, I'm going to be kind. Kindness first.
How about a very special moment on set with Switched? Every time I talk to writers, producers, directors, they always have a very special moment that really jumps out at them. How about for you with this movie?
Yes, we have a great quick story. All the girls, all the high school girls all arrived first day to start filming the high school scenes. And we were shooting during the Kentucky Derby in Louisville, Kentucky. And the hotel we had for them fell through when they arrived. And we had to put all the girls in a local community house where they all lived together. And we thought it was like the worst thing that could happen, that we lost the hotel. And they ended up becoming best friends. Every night there was like a movie theater in the house, and every night they would watch a teen girl movie, which inspired them to go to set the next day and be like, we want to make the next biggest teen girl movie there ever is. And sometimes God is like, we think something is a curse, and God proves it was a complete blessing. And that was, the girls all lived together in a house, and it was the best thing that could have happened.
That is amazing. What a wonderful story to share. Thanks so much for your time, Alexandra. Alexandra Boylan is the producer of the movie Switched. Make sure you check it out streaming on PureFlix. Thanks again.
Thank you.